Hello, 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 everyone. This is my first time on YouTube Live. So if I sound a little nervous, just bear with me until I get used to this. All right. So I'm going to just introduce myself first and foremost. My name is Maria Elena. A lot of people want to call me just Maria, but my name is Maria Elena, and that is my preference. If you can't say Maria Elena, you can say Maria Elena. That is my preference. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way, for those of you who don't know me and know what my channel is about, it's about disasters. It's about natural disasters. It's about life disasters. A lot of times we don't realize that some of the things that we go through in our lives can be classified as a disaster or disastrous. Um, so when we're talking about natural disasters, it's hurricanes, floods, tornado, tsunami, earthquake. All these are classified as natural disasters. There's also man-made disasters that difficult circumstances that folks, people, um, are the cause of these disasters. Right? Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not intentionally. Um, and life's disasters, things that happen in life that are very difficult situations. Um, when you think about getting a diagnosis like cancer, and I'll be frank and honest and let you know that I have leukemia and I have lupus and I have Sjogren's syndrome. I have MGUS. MGUS is borderline multiple myeloma. I have a total of 11 different illnesses, and that can be disastrous for a lot of people having so many different diagnoses. Um, so, again, these are different types of disasters. But today, I want to focus on the recent natural disasters that uh, various states have been going through. For instance, Texas, where I live, um, state of Texas. I don't live in the area that recently had the flooding and demise of so many people. Heartbreaking. New Mexico, North Carolina, South Carolina. And so I wanted to get on here to kind of talk a little bit about that and how we as people, as Americans living here in this country and even abroad, if they want to be a part of the process to help people put their lives back together. We never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and definitely where it's going to happen. And I tell you that just from experience being in New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina. I moved to Houston from New Orleans. And as a result of the disaster, such a horrific event in New Orleans. And once here in Houston, I went through, like so many other people in Houston and the surrounding areas, through Hurricane Harvey. I lost everything, had to start over. New Orleans lost everything, had to start over. So I understand, and I know how valuable it is to receive assistance from someone during a very difficult time. Natural disasters disrupt lives, often leaving people without basic necessities. And I'm talking about toothbrush, toothpaste, water, So, cash donations are usually the most effective way to help survivors immediately after a disaster. It allows survivors to prioritize their needs, whether it's food or medicine, shelter, or other essential services. Cash spent locally helps businesses recover. Cash donations can be delivered digit, digi- digitally. Y'all know what I'm saying. So you can send cash online via Zelle and other methods, digitized methods. Um, so again, it allows survivors to prioritize their needs, whether it's food or medicine, shelter, or other essential services. And like I said, the cash spent locally helps the businesses recover because businesses also need to recover. They were also usually affected as well. Um, so when you deliver the cash, you're bypassing logistical challenges that oftentimes hinder the distribution of physical goods, especially when the roads are damaged. You can't get through, you can't get past. I mean, you think about the things that happened during Hurricane Katrina after, and very traumatic, very traumatic. Um, Folks couldn't get the help that they needed. Um, while immediate relief is critical, the recovery phase after disaster can take months or even years. New Orleans will never be the way that it was before. It involves rebuilding homes. It involves infrastructure and communities. So donations are vital for long-term support in rebuilding and recovery. Donations can also support mitigation and preparedness to reduce the impact of future disasters by building more resilient infrastructure or improving disaster response systems. And as we are experiencing right now, that the things that are going on right now, you can see the challenges that are taking place because of what was not available um, before and what is not available now during. So folks need help. They need help. If you can help, please do so. Um, Donations, again, support mitigation and preparedness in order to reduce the impact of future disasters by building more resilient infrastructure or improving disaster response systems. Do you ever wonder when it rains around your home how long it takes for the flooding to start to begin? How many hours or minutes or seconds does it take for the water to creep up, and the next thing you know, you have a flood, especially here in the South and Deep South. Um, so that we need improved systems here in this country. Now, the intention behind donating physical goods, it's kind, y'all. It's generous, it is, but it can sometimes create logistical issues. Um, and I know we have such kind hearts and we want to help and we want to donate, go and get clothes and shoes and all of these things. But I want you to think about there are logistical issues such as waste and inefficiency because sometimes folks may not want certain things and they're having them given to them or donated to them, but they may not want it because maybe they're inappropriate items like the clothing, maybe that's small kids, but the items are for adults, things of this nature. So sometimes it's not feasible to do that. But if that's all you have and that's what you want to give, then give and give. Um, Also, a flood of free goods can or can undermine local businesses and it hinders recovery for those businesses because the business that they can receive with financial, means would help them as opposed to folks maybe giving out canned goods when they can maybe go to the store and purchase it with the donations given to them. Just something to think about. So now I want to get into the donations, the organizations that are collecting donations to support victims that were affected by the recent floods. So I did a little research and I found that here in Texas, there's an organization called Greater Good Charities Disaster, Greater Good Charities Disaster Organization. And they can be found at www.reliefgreatergood.org, www.reliefgreater good.org. And I'll leave the links in the description below. The next organization here in Texas is Kirk County Flood Relief Fund, and it's managed by the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country, which is located in Kerrville, Texas. So that's Kirk County Flood Relief Fund, and their website. Um, it's www.cftexashillcountry.fcsuite.com. Again, that's www.cftexashillcountry at fcsuite.com. And that's the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund, managed by the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. Next on the list is Texas on Mission. Texas on Mission. Now, y'all, these are boots on the ground. There are folks out there, volunteers helping homeowners clean out their homes and serving meals, cutting down limbs in Kerrville, Texas, and San Angelo. This organization is actually located in Dallas, Texas, and it's called Texas on Mission. So their web address is www.texasonmission.org. And again, I'm going to put that link in the description box below. And the next one is one of my favorites because I have worked with this organization for many years now. It's called Team Rubicon. Team Rubicon, Rubicon. They are boots, boots, and more boots on the ground. So the donations given to Team Rubicon is to help with mitigation and immediate response and long term rebuild and recovery support after a disaster. Their website is www.teamrubiconusa.org. Um, teamrubiconusa.org. And again, like I said, that's one of my favorites because I've had the privilege of working with them over the years, over the past few years, and they do tremendous work in the community. Next on the list for Texas is the Salvation Army. A lot of folks are familiar with the Salvation Army. Um, and their web address is www.give.helpsalvationarmy.org. That's www.give.helpsalvationarmy.org. And you can also donate by phone by calling 1 800 SAL Army. 1 800 SAL Army. That's 1 800 725 2769. Now we're going to go to New Mexico. The Salvation in New Mexico, they are requesting monetary donations to purchase items such as water, cleaning supplies, and hotel vouchers for the flood victims. And that is something that is crucial. Your home is flooded out, it's gone. Where do you go? Where do you go? You may have family members that lived in the area, their homes are gone, they're destroyed. Where do they go? These people need temporary shelter. They need temporary housing. They need temporary housing until they're able to get assistance from their insurance company if they have that coverage now. It's homeowners insurance and it's flood insurance. You have to know what's covered. You have to look at your policy, read it through and through, read the small print, and know what's covered. Um, and then there's FEMA, but right now we don't know what's going on with FEMA. So FEMA usually has funds available for temporary shelter for housing. So at this point, it's immediately after the floods, and they need shelter. People need shelter. So Salvation Army, their web address is www.newmexico.salvationarmy.org. That's www.newmexico.salvationarmy.org. Next on the list for New Mexico is the Community Foundation of Southern New Mexico. The Community Foundation of Southern New Mexico. And they're actually located in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And they're looking for financial assistance. And you could call them at 575 521 4794. 575 521 4794. And their web address is www.foundationofsouthernmexico.org. www.foundationofsouthernmexico.org. Next is direct relief. Direct relief. They too are needing financial donations, and they use their funds for search and rescue, emergency medical support, medicine, and supplies. So that's direct relief, and their web address is www.directrelief.org. And you can reach them via phone at 1 800 676 1638. 1 800 676 1638. Now we're going to move on down to North and South Carolina. First on the list is the North Carolina Disaster Relief Fund, managed by the North Carolina Community Foundation. Again, that's the North Carolina Disaster Relief Fund, managed by the North Carolina Community Foundation. Their web address is www.ncommunityfoundation.org. So that's www.ncommunityfoundation.org. You can reach them via phone at 1 800 532 1349. 1 800 532 1349. And they are also requesting financial donations. Next on the list is the United Way of Midlands. The United Way of Midlands. And they're collecting financial donations for the Midlands Community Response Fund in South Carolina. The United Way of Midlands are collecting financial donations for the Midlands Community Response Fund in South Carolina. Their web address is www.unitedwaymidland.org. www.unitedwaymidland.org. And they provide cleanup, disaster case management, temporary housing, food, and other basic needs. Let me tell you something. Disaster case management is crucial in the recovery after a disaster. It's crucial. Why? Why is it crucial? Because having a disaster case manager, they can help to connect you to the services that you need. You sit with a disaster case manager and you tell them what you went through. You tell them, I'm sorry, there's a dog barking outside now, and I'm sorry, but I got to keep going. So the disaster case manager will do an assessment on the family or the person that's needing assistance, the, the survivors. And their role, the role of the disaster case manager, is to help you to recover and find your new normal. If that means helping you with shelter or temporary shelter, helping you with food, helping with clothing, helping with things that you need, transportation, because there are organizations that do help with that. So having if you have if you're in a disaster, you are a survivor. When you sign up with an organization that has a case management that offers case management, then you're well on your way to recovery because that case manager will know all of the resources in the area. Okay. Um, so again, the United Way of Midlands provide cleanup, disaster case management, temporary housing, and other basic needs. Next on the list is American Red Cross. We're all familiar with American Red Cross, and they're needing donations for shelter and for relief. Their web address is www.redcross.org, www.redcross.org, and they can be reached via phone at 1 800 HELP NOW. 1 800 HELP NOW. That's 1 800 435 7669. 1 800 435 7669. And they're also boots on the ground. You see the Red Cross workers with their red and white, and they're out there helping people. And they also help with supplies. Next on the list, and remember, this is North and South Carolina. So next on the list is Samaritan's Purse. Samaritan's Purse, and maybe many people haven't heard of this amazing organization, but they do a lot of work. They too are boots on the ground. They tarp damage roofs. You know, my clients, a lot of my clients, when they reach out to me, that's what they're looking for first when they're a homeowner is, hey, is there someone who can put a tarp on my roof? So Samaritan's Purse. They tarp damaged roofs, they mud out flooded homes, they cut fallen trees from the yard, they remove the debris, they sifted through ashes of a person's home, they repair and rebuild destroyed homes and neighborhoods. So they're asking for financial support for flood relief efforts, which includes everything that I just mentioned. And their web address is www.samaritanspurse.org. And their phone number is 828 262 1980. 828 262 1980. And then we have an organization, I'm sure that everyone has heard about it, a majority of people that have been in tune with disasters, natural disasters. Chef Jose Andres, he founded the World Central Kitchen. World Central Kitchen has been named one of Time's most influential organizations providing critical aid during crisis. So that is World Central Kitchen. Their web address is www.wck.org. www.wck.org. And then last on the list is Operation Airdrop. Operation Airdrop. They mobilize volunteer pilots and aircraft to deliver essential supplies such as food and water, medical supplies, and baby items directly to the affected areas. Again, that's Operation Airdrop, and their web address is www.operationairdrop.org. Now, once again, the links to all of these organizations are going to be listed in the description box below. So you can reach out to these organizations. In closing, oftentimes during disasters, they're on alert, y'all. They're on alert to devour their easiest prey. Don't fall for their scams. Don't fall for their scams. So many of us fell for it after Hurricane Katrina. Don't fall. Verify organizations through services such as Charity Navigator, which provides ratings and financial transparency data, and Charity Watch, They evaluate how efficiently a charity will use your donation to fund the programs you wish to support. Your support is crucial. Your support is crucial. Remember, even small donations can have a significant impact. And also remember, anything can happen at any time, anywhere. It may not be you this time. It happened to me and my family and my friends. It happened to me not once, but twice, almost a third time. Disasters happen. Disasters happen. This is something that we have no control. Your support is critical. You can find links to donate in the description box below, as I mentioned. Thank you for your compassion and for your willingness to help. Please subscribe or follow. Comment below. If you have any questions, ask those questions. If you have any insight, go ahead and share, like, and share this video for more